Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of the Duo Group Iron Man. In the previous video, I spent 2 weeks training Slayer. I gained over 3 million Slayer XP, and I gained about 300 Brimstone keys. I set the goal for the Brimstone keys to be 2,000, and in this video, I am going to get to the 2,000 keys and finally open them. But that's still about 300 keys away, which is exactly what I did in the last video, and that took me about 2 weeks, so it's going to be a long road ahead of me. Another 2 weeks of doing Slayer to get to that big 2k. In order to maximize my keys per hour, I'm not going to be doing Boss Slayer, which I normally have been doing for a long time, like Grotesque Guardians and Sire. And I was doing Serb too, but I got the jar and I finished Serb in the last video, so no more Serb. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is that I will not be doing any Boss Slayer in this video, with the exception of maybe DKs, because I really like DKs, but I'm not going to be doing any of the other ones. You can see my block list now. I have it set up to, I think, to maximize my keys per hour. I don't know if I'm like truly doing it efficiently, but I've at least got the tasks blocked that I don't like with the highest weighting. There's going to be plenty of time to do Slayer bosses once I move on from Konar and go back to Kurdal Slayer, but for now my focus is going to be Brimstone keys and getting to that 2k stack. So with that said, let's begin the next 2 weeks of Konar. As I'm gearing up, I noticed I've gone through a lot of slaughter bracelets lately and I'm running low, so I need to make some more. I haven't checked yet. How much red topaz do I have? Not as much as I was hoping for, but it'll be enough for now. Slaughter bracelets have been made. I now have a total of over 250. So now let's get to Konar. What do we get? 6.4k Slayer XP and a Brimstone key. And a shield left half, great. This was a very major, important task streak because I just maxed out my tasks. And speaking of maxing, I see what Spookdog's working on right now. Okay, I will do this DK's task. I was so close to getting Lord of the Rings this task. I got so many rings, but I did not get the Warrior's ring, unfortunately. So close, it was right there. I did get 2 Archer's rings though, which is nice. They're trying to catch up to the others. I just got 300 Hispori KC. It's not too often I get to show those 100 Hispori KC milestones. All right, last kill of the task. This was the most amount of Brimstone keys I've ever gotten from a Slayer task. I got 14 keys, probably had like 6 superiors during it. I mean, normally from a Dust Devil task, I would expect maybe 6 keys, so going a bit over double the rate isn't like impossible or unheard of, but it's something that's never happened to me, at least. Getting 14 keys, I think like 8 or 9 is the most I've had from a task prior. Yeah, I got Dust Devils again, this time in the Smoke Dungeon, which is even better because I won't have to compete for a spot there. I think another nice thing about getting Dust Devils is that they don't drop hard clues. Which, I mean, normally that'd be bad that they don't drop them, but when I'm trying to rush for Brimstone keys, it's kind of like, I kind of feel forced to do them. I enjoy doing them, but this will help me get to my goal faster. This Slayer task was number 2300 and I got 500 points from it. I just finished another Slayer task. I got 11 keys from this one. This would have been the most keys I've gotten from a task if I didn't get that 14 keys earlier. So that's crazy. I don't know if they like increased the drop rates or what. I guess I just got really lucky twice today. That's wild. The keys I just got from this task put me at a little Brimstone key milestone. I just hit 1800. There goes another DK's task with no pets, but I got another Archer's ring, and more importantly, I think this is the most keys I've ever gotten from a DK's task, 6 of them. The shooting star just fell. I'm the first. Let's go. Getting closer and closer to 1,000 every day. Genie, no. No. There's not a lot of things I wouldn't do for 990 Herblore XP. Wow, 111 virtual magic level. I haven't talked about, at least in this video, why I'm going for the 2,000 Brimstone keys. Well, the main reason is to get the Dusk Mystic. If you take a look at the Brimstone chest, it's 1 out of 1,000 for each piece, and there's 5 pieces. And there's no dupe protection with these, so if you get it once, you can still get it a second time. This makes the effective rate on average to complete the full Dusk Mystic set and the Broken Dragon Hasta 2,284 keys. That's to get all the collection log slots from the Brimstone chest. And of course I do realize the distinct possibility that I could finish the set in 5 keys, or like even in the first 1 or 200 keys, which would kind of make the rest of the keys not have been worth the time. But when you look at the drop table of all the other stuff on here, it's still not really a waste of time because this is all really good loot to get. And maybe that's just copium in case I do end up getting very lucky on the set. But I think this stuff will be useful, and I do like training Slayer. There's a lot of bosses that I want to get the collection logs done for, like pets and jars and whatnot, that I'm still getting done along the way, even though I'm doing Konar Slayer instead of Kuradal. So it's not like it's been bad that I've been doing Konar Slayer for so long. One of the reasons I'm going for 2,000 though, instead of opening them like a couple hundred at a time or opening them after every Slayer task, is because I think it'd be kind of cool to have the biggest Brimstone key opening on YouTube. And I've kind of searched, there's a lot of like 1,000, like opening 1,000 keys. The biggest one I found, which I found a while ago, is like 1,400 something. There's this one actually by Alkin where it says I opened 2,000 Brimstone chests, but he didn't actually have the 2,000 keys at once. That's like the total amount that he got to. This got him to 2,000. So if you've seen an opening on YouTube where you could find a video where someone has more than 2,000 keys where they open them all at once, please let me know because I'm curious about that. But I feel like there probably isn't, because like, why would you do that? Because there's like a realistic chance that you could finish them all in like 1,000 or 1,500. So like, why would anyone ever save 2,000 Brimstone keys? Well, Brimstone key. I don't know. It'd be cool to have the biggest opening, I guess. I think like obviously as a YouTuber, I have more financial incentive to save things up because I'm able to make them into a video, whereas like the average player just open them as you go, because there's not really a reason to hold on to them unless you're specifically making a video or you're streaming it. But people that like make videos full time generally wouldn't have the patience to save that many keys or stick with one activity for that long, because you gotta make videos, and it's kind of hard to make videos if you're only doing Slayer, which I guess that's what I've been doing. So thanks for being here and thanks for watching. Let's continue on with Slayer. I still have like 150 more keys to go. Gonna be probably close to almost a week left till I'm done. Since I bought the previous set of bank space, I've been below 100 mil, but big news, with this Slayer task done, I'm now back up to 100 mil again for the second time on the account. All right, this stack, or these keys I just got, that's going to put me at 1,900 plus Brimstone keys, which is a huge milestone because I'm now on the final stretch, as 1,800 to 1,900 is the most amount of 100 key milestones that doesn't get me to 2K keys. So it's the hardest milestone out of the way. Mudkip proposes when his GF maxes watch. Yeah, I'll propose that we touch some fucking grass. While I was streaming today, someone sent me this. There was a Reddit post from this UIM Sin City from 5 years ago. What's the exact date? March 2020, yikes. Of Sin City got 2,009 Brimstone keys. So it is now my new goal that I have to get 2,010 Brimstone keys to open at once. Even though this wasn't a YouTube video, but I still feel obligated to go for just a little bit more. So I'll go for at least 2010. One more hit and 120 hit points. That is the first level 120 on the account. That's, well, in RuneScape 3, I think that's like a important milestone. That is 104 mil hit points XP. Hey, there's a Mist Battle Staff from the Jelly Superior. That is Mist Battle Staff number 3. They recently changed how crystal shard drops work all over Prif, including in the Ironworth dungeon here. And Kurasks, or I think a lot of the monsters here, used to drop 1 shard, but now when they drop crystal shards, you get 3 to 5. And it's very satisfying ending a task with 18 crystal shards rather than just like 4 crystal shards. Oh, 30. That's another thing they buffed, by the way, the amount of crystal shards you get from Implings. Just got 36. It went from 5 to 10, now to 30 to 40. So apparently I've never had this master clue step before because I don't have an obby cape in my bank. Spookdog doesn't have one. We don't have it in the group storage. It's not on the cape rack in the POH, so I'm going to have to buy an obby cape, which is a little bit annoying because in the future when I go for the Czar collection log, I'm going to get plenty of these. But I'm going to buy it for 78k tackle. I do have the Kramchik gloves on for that discount. And now I can do that clue step. This clue step, I mean, this is just general good life advice. Yay, 60 million attack XP. Slayer task number 2400, that is plus 500 points. This task just got me to the big 2,000 Brimstone keys. Like I said, I do want to go to 2010, but there's 2,000, that is... Wow, that is very, Very cool to look at. Wow, yeah, today is going to be the big opening. My plan for today, though, I'm going to stream Slayer for like most of the day, and then I'll save the last couple of hours of the day. So whatever amount of keys I get to, I'll get to. It's going to be at least 2010, probably a bit more. And I'll save the last couple hours of the day for opening these keys. Ooh, virtual 119 level of range. What the? What? I don't have your diamond, stranger. Someone left their stranger over here. I want to get like one more good task to wrap things up with. Okay, well, one more after this Rune Dragon's task. One more good task, like neck reels or something juicy like that. Depending on what task I get here, this could be, yes, perfect. 147 Smoke Devils. That will be my final Konar task for a very, very long time. And there it is, the final kill of my final Konar task for what's going to be a very long time. Let's see how many keys I ended up with. 2015. All right. Oh, man. So as a reminder, there's 5 pieces of Dusk, and there's the Broken Dragon Hasta. So there's 6 things total to get for the collection log. Each piece of Dusk is 1 in 1,000, and there's 5 of them. And then the Broken Dragon Hasta, it's 1 in 200, so that's pretty much guaranteed to get. Oh, people actually showed up. It's going to take like an hour to open these. I don't want you all to wait. I hope you're all fletching or something. I don't want to waste too much XP. So I checked before. I did open this at some point. I have 66 open, so I'm going to end with a little bit more than 2015. It is time to wrap up this era of Konar Slayer. The first Brimstone chest. Okay, let's begin. Gonna begin the spam clicking. Actually, I'm gonna turn on mouse keys because I don't want to hurt my wrist. Oh my god, like every single message is showing up in our group chat because there's so many drops that are worth over 100k. Man, every single key I'm opening was like 30 minutes. There's a decent chance I won't get it greenlawed because on average it's 2,284 keys and I'll be like just over 2,000, so... Imagine, I mean, it's not impossible to go 10 times the drop rate for something. I mean, there's always a non-zero chance that I don't get any pieces. Not the ideal collection log slot or slots to go dry on though. If you won 25k to not get any pieces. So by getting unlucky, that kind of makes you lucky in a way. Oh, there's the first thing, the Broken Dragon Hasta. The first, there are probably quite a few more to come. So I'm at 255 to get that first thing, which means I am now dry for Dusk. Thank you guys so much. Wow, this is so exciting. I got this thing. This is what everything has led up to. Many, many months of Brimstone key collecting, really on and off since I maxed. I'm not sure the exact date I started going for Brimstone keys, but it was probably a bit after maxing. I really can't even remember not using Konar for Slayer after maxing, besides a couple exceptions like when Tormented Demons and the Raxor came out. I maxed in January of 2023, and I probably started Slayer a bit after, so it's been at least a year and a half of on and off Konar Slayer. That's in terms of real time. An even better question to ask though, I think, is how many in-game hours did it take me to collect the 2,000 Brimstone keys? For the majority of the time, I was not rushing for keys. I did a lot of bossing along the way, which dramatically slows down keys per hour, and I also never had the Venerable until like a year after maxing, and that's something else that sped up my Brimstone key collecting by quite a bit, along with making it a lot more relaxed. It wasn't really until the last month or so that I've gone really hard with the key collecting to push towards this final goal. And Superiors didn't drop Brimstone keys until I had already collected like 800 of them, which was another update that massively sped this grind up, and I probably missed out on about 200-ish keys because of all the Konar Slayer I had done before that update came out. And when you take all that into account, I'd say the first 1,500-ish keys I averaged like 1.5 keys per hour, but for these last 500-ish keys, I'd say I've been getting about 2.5 keys per hour. So in total, that puts the total in-game time to get 2,000 Brimstone keys at about 1,200 hours. That's 10% of my total playtime on this account. 10% of the time on this account has been spent doing Konar Slayer. If I had to estimate my Slayer XP gained from Konar going for 2k Brimstone keys, a very rough estimate I'd say is 30 mil Slayer XP, which would mean about 15k XP per key, and it would put my Slayer XP per hour at an average of 25k day throughout this endeavor, which sounds about right to me. But yeah, 1200 hours has led up to this point of being able to open 2000 plus Brimstone keys at once. And I'm recording this voiceover before doing the opening, so I genuinely don't know how this is going to end. But my guess, as I'm recording this, is that I'm going to be 4 out of 5 for Dusk Mystic. We'll see how that turns out. But either way, whether or not I finish the set, I am going to be taking a long break from Konar Slayer. Varlamore Part 2 is coming out a couple days from now as I'm recording this, and there's going to be a lot I want to do there, probably multiple videos I'm going to make. But even after that, when I do go back to Slayer, which I'll probably go back to Slayer after I do all the Varlamore stuff, when I go back to Slayer, it's going to be with Kurdal because I want to get Araxite tasks and maybe try to go for the new amulet. I suspect the next time that I am ready to use Konar for Slayer, it's going to be with the goal of completing Hydra and not specifically for grinding out Brimstone keys, even if I don't finish the set. But that's not going to be anytime soon anyways. With all that said, this is going to be the last hurrah, the final wrap-up, the final farewell to Konar for a long time. Let's see how well I'm going to do with the rest of these Brimstone keys. Hey Devious, no dusk yet. But that all changes here. Right? There's the first piece of dusk. Yes, the Mystic Gloves. That's probably like the second worst piece behind the boots. At least you could tell it. This is something. Yes. At least all these keys were for something. So many dupes I get by the end. There is no dupe protection. But as soon as I open all my keys with the next game update, they will then add the dupe protection because they were waiting for me to open these because that's how the game works with everything I do. The floodgates have opened, so now I should start getting everything. Oh, there's the next piece, dusk. Or the bottom, dusk. Let's go. Hey. Yo, piece number 2, and that was at number 566 for the second piece. And it wasn't a dupe for the second piece. That's shocking. By saying that, I was trying to like reverse psychology the game into doing something, but it would have happened by now, so. Oh! Yes, not a dupe. Once again, there's the dusk top. Yo, just the helm and the boots left to go. I was at 675. Ooh. There's the second Dragon Hosta at 7005. Gotta save the RNG till like 800 keys left. Oh, what? Whoa, Dust Mystic hat. Whoa, what? 708 for the hat. Dude, no dupes yet. Okay, wow. I could literally be done any key now. Third Dragon Hosta at 712. I'm gonna bank these. That was my first time getting Manta Rays that late into it. That's interesting. This long queue has formed behind me of people waiting to open their keys, and the line just keeps getting longer and longer. They don't know how many keys I have. They're getting pretty angry though. Oh, there's the first dupe. It happened. That was like 789 or 790. First dupe was bound to happen. I just got lobsters now for the first time this far in. Probably gonna have to bank again pretty soon here. Hosta number 4 at 970. I'm now under 1,000 keys. Uh-oh, it's not looking too good. Although the drop rate is 1,000, so it is looking pretty good. I love how there's a character standing under you named Move I'm Gay. It's just so perfect. You've been playing for a while. Consider taking a break from your screen. Sorry guys, I have to go. I have to go outside and leave for a little while. There's another Dragon Hosta at 1325 or 6. There's another Hosta just a few later. Oh, the gloves. Oh, that's the third parrot. Where was that at? Right here. 1376. Dang. Another Hosta. Oh, I got them. I wasn't even, I was looking away. Yes, Dusk is done. The Dusk Mystic set is done. What KC or what open was that? 1,465. Oh my gosh. It's done. Wait, back to back real quick. Wow. Dang, I actually finished the set, man. That's awesome. Let's take a look at the collection log. I just went from 1006 to 1012. It is all filled out. It was not a waste though, because all these keys are going to be really useful for getting even more loot. And if I didn't get all these keys, to be fair, I probably wouldn't have finished the set, because the game would just, it just works that way. Wow. Thank you guys for being here too. That's really awesome. That's so cool. I'm gonna bank some of these items and let's see how many dupes we can get for Spook Dog. It's not copium, it's extra 350 hours for nothing. No, it's gonna be very useful supplies for the GIM team, and there's a lot of bossing that I got done along the way, which I would have to do anyways. So it's not copium, and it's not a waste of time. Right, if I didn't farm the 2k keys, we would have been in a different timeline where I didn't finish the set with whatever amount of keys that I would have ended up going for otherwise. So it was all... There's another pair of the gloves. Or am I at like 1548? If the gloves fit, you must quit. Rip my boy OJ. I'm sure he's looking up at all of us right now. Another Hosta. They don't feel as bad anymore. There's another Dusk piece, the hat this time. 1684. Anyone with more Brimstone chests open than me is a sweaty nerd that needs to get a life. And anyone that has less Brimstone chests open than me is a noob that needs to get good. Pasta somewhere here. This is Brimstone chest number 2000. Still a few more keys to go. I have now opened more Brimstone chests than the number of years the Earth has been alive. If you swap the first two letters of Brimstone chest, it's Chimstone breast. That one is not making the video. Well, the final 5 keys. This Brimstone key opening has been a great success. The final key, there it is, 2081 opens of the Brimstone chest. Well, there we have it. The stream is over. Things have calmed down a bit because I've relaxed in my POH for a little bit, and here we go. The culmination of over 2,000 Brimstone keys, 2015 Brimstone keys opened in this one single session to be exact. And the value was 201 mil GP. There's 18 mil in straight up GP, and then when you add these rune items together, these are really like the main other thing I could extract GP from pretty easily. These would add up to about 17 to 18 mil as well, although I might save the plate buys and plate legs for Foundry. I'll do some calculations way later on, but if I opt all these for GP, I'd be at like 35, 36 mil. For these seeds, there's Snapdragons, Ranars, and Torstils, so you can see what those are, and I've just been staring at the loot. I mean, 30k steel bars, 17k dragon arrows. I mean, I could just go down, up and down the list and name everything, but you could pause and see for yourself, of course. It's a lot of magic logs. Well, yeah, anyways, you could see all this stuff here. Main thing though, I finished the Dusk Mystic at 1465 and got a few dupes as well, 9 Dragon Hostas. I've got a massive amount of things to edit now, so putting the Dusk Mystic away in the POH, and I'll probably, I guess I won't be AFKing Slayer, probably just do Redwoods tonight or something. And yeah, let me dump all this stuff. 8.6 bill, it's now, let me empty. 8.8 bill. That's bumped the cash stack up to 128 mil, which I think is now the biggest cash stack I've ever had on the account. Okay, before I start editing though, Birdhouse Run. Wait, I know I keep saying that I'm gonna go edit, but like, I just have to show, look at this before I get 6 hour logged. Look at all these messages in the chat box from the group chat. Oh yeah, I mean there's way more, but it just gets deleted. We have it set so if it's above 100k worth of loot, then it shows up in our group chat. I think it was last video where I got the Dragon Kite Shield and I had to use up my one and only Dragon Square Shield in order to make it. Well, I just got the Master Clue step where I needed Dragon Square Shield, so I am back here to buy the shield right half for 750k. Which is very easily affordable for me right now. This video has been 130 hours of in-game time, and the amount of Slayer XP I gained in this video to get these last 300 keys I needed, it was about 2.8 mil Slayer XP. I was thinking about how crazy it is that it took like 1200 hours to collect the 2k Brimstone keys, but then it only took me like 1 to 2 hours to open all of them. Wait, one thing I'm curious about, I want to check is how many superiors am I at before I take this little break from Slayer. If I check the log, superior creatures, I'm at 715, and my Slayer XP is at 46, almost 47 mil. I have finished this long and gruesome Slayer grind just in time for aggression potions to come out in Varlamore Part 2, which as of the time of recording this, Varlamore Part 2 is coming out tomorrow. And that is what the next video is going to mainly be focused on, most likely. I'm still extremely happy about having finished the Dusk Mystic. I mean, it was probably like more likely than not to happen with the amount of keys I had, but there's always still a decent chance that I didn't end up actually finishing the set in the 2k keys. I'm very happy that I did, and you gotta love a happy ending. With all that said, if you want to keep me company when I stream, you can come over to twitch.tv/wild_mudkip. And if you want to see what my duo teammate Spookdog is up to at any given time, you could check out her most recent GIM video, which is linked below in the video description. Thank you so much for watching. It is very nice to be wrapping up this saga and being able to move on to something else. So thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you again next time in Varlamore Part 2.